The Phillies take 2 out of 3 from the number 1 team in baseball in the Milwaukee Brewers. I'm Coy Camiscioli of Phillies Sports Talk here. Going to break down all 3 games from the series for you. And we'll start right away with Game 3. So, the Phillies, they win 2-0 in Game 3. And it was a close one. This was a big rubber match for the Phillies. They probably can't catch the Brewers in the standings for the number 1 seed. But, it doesn't hurt to beat these kinds of teams and show that you can beat them, especially if you can do it again come postseason. So, quick game breakdown. The Phillies had the base load in the 4th, but Alec Boehm struck out. He did redeem himself later on. In the 6th, the Brewers had runners on 2nd and 3rd with 2 outs, but Ranger Suarez, he stranded those runners, so both teams had their chances in the middle part of the game. But Alec Boehm hit a 1-out triple in the 7th, and Trey Turner brought him in off a flared single to take a 1-0 lead for the Phils. Later on, Matt Strahm, he stranded a runner on 3rd in the 8th to preserve the 1-0 lead. And then Bryson Stott hit a huge 2-out RBI double in the 9th to give the Phillies an insurance run and a 2-0 lead. So, bottom of the 9th, Harrison Bader, by the way, made an amazing leaping catch at the wall. It was huge. Probably wouldn't have been a home run, but it would have been potentially a rally starter. So, Yohan Duran earned the save for the Phillies, and that was it. Just 6 hits for the Phillies in this game. Nobody with multiple hits. They struck out 13 times, but they got the job done in the rubber match against, again, one of the best teams in baseball. So, Ranger Suarez, he goes 6 innings, 0 runs, 6 hits, 4 strikeouts, 2 walks. Vintage Ranger Suarez. And David Robertson and Matt Strahm both threw scoreless innings before handing it to Yohan Duran in the 9th to shut it down. So, a great Game 3 for the Phillies. Game 2, they lost 6-3. A quick game breakdown there. Sal Frelick hit a 2-run single in the 1st to make it 2-0 Brewers. And then Isaac Collins hit a 3-run shot, making it 5-0 before Nola could even record an out. So it was a disaster early on. And it has been all year for Aaron Nola. Bryce Terrain, he had an RBI double in the 4th, made it 6-0 Brew Crew. Phillies got their first run in the 5th off a Trey Turner RBI single. And Weston Wilson a 444-foot home run in the 7th. It was a 2-run shot, making it 6-3. So it made things a little interesting, but the Phillies were held there. So Turner, Omuto, and Castellanos, they all recorded 2 hits in this game, but the Phillies were just 1 for 8 with runners in scoring position. And Aaron Nola was a disaster. 5 innings pitched. It was good that he was able to bounce back and throw 4 scoreless innings. The Phillies obviously gave him a chance, but the first inning just can't happen. 5 innings pitched, 6 runs, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts for Nola in this game. And it just might be one of those situations for Nola at this point where he needs a full off season to get back to, what he could potentially be, because it's just not happening right now. So, Laser, Kirkrain, and Trevino all threw shutout innings in this game, but it was pretty much a wash from the first inning. So, Game 1, Phillies win 10-8, and this was potentially the game of the year. And we'll do a scoring summary real fast. Bryce Terrain hit a leadoff homer in the 1st, followed by a 2-run double by Blake Perkins for a 3-0 lead. And then Caleb Durbin hit a solo shot in the 2nd to make it 4-0. Bryce Harper responded with a solo shot of his own, making it 4-1 in the 4th. And then the Brewers added a run in the same inning off of Jackson Chourio sac fly, making it 5-1. Trey Turner, he hit a 2-run triple in the 5th, making it 5-3. And then Harrison Bader hit an RBI double in the 6th to make it 5-4. And Kepler followed that with a sac fly to tie the game. And then Edmundo Sosa hit a sac fly of his own to make it 6-5 Phillies. So, a big comeback already. And then at the bottom of the 6th, Stott made an error on an easy grounder, which scored a run to tie the game. Not good. In the top of the 8th, Bader came up clutch again. RBI double, taking a 7-6 lead for the Phils. And then Bryson Stott kind of redeemed himself with a 2-out RBI double, making it 8-6. So good stuff there. In the bottom of the 8th, with the bases loaded, 2 outs, a ball just snuck under Trey Turner's glove. Somewhat of a sliding play. I would not consider it an error, but it definitely could have stayed in the infield. Unfortunate, though. It scored 2 runs. The Brewers tied it off Robertson. But in the 9th, the Phillies added 2 runs with Brandon Marsh bringing in the go-ahead run to make it a 10-8 win for the Phillies. So, excellent game. It was very entertaining to watch. Marsh, he went 4 for 5 with an RBI in this one. Bader, 3 for 5 with 3 RBIs. Turner, Harper, Stott, they all recorded 2 hits in this game. Phillies were 5 for 11 with runners in scoring position, so that's always going to get it done. Taijuan Walker, not a very good start. 4 innings pitched, 5 runs, 7 hits, 2 walks, 2 Ks, 2 homers. So the home runs, a problem here and there for Taijuan Walker. Tim Meza threw a scoreless inning in his Phillies debut. He had some decent numbers, but not much usage to back it up, as he's been dealing with injuries for most of the season. So the Phillies claimed him. Solid outing here. And Dave Robertson, he had his first bad inning with the Phillies, but other than that, this is a great win. Excluding Taijuan Walker's start. Proved the Phillies can hang with the Brew Crew, obviously winning the series too. So, Overall, big series win, best team in baseball record-wise in the Milwaukee Brewers. Phillies still hold a 6-game lead in the division over the Mets, and now they will play the Marlins for 3 in Miami before hosting the Mets for 4. So some big games coming up. Probable starters for the Marlins series: Christopher Sanchez versus Valente Belezo, Jesus Luzardo versus Sandy Alcantara, and Taijuan Walker versus to be determined for the Marlins. So that's going to do it. But again, clutch series win for the Phillies as they continue to try and put the division out of reach.